what up, you guys? This is Danny B. You're watching The Trash Stash.
This is my top 20 80s slashers for 2020. And this is a video that theHORRORman and Jason, Horrific Nightmare JM is doing. The rules are that you can only choose one film per franchise. Like, you can't do all the Nightmare on Elm Streets or anything like that. It has to be from the 80s too, so like you can't include the original Halloween. Oh, here's my top 20 for 2020.
Alright, so first up we got My Bloody Valentine. Valentine's Day slasher, made in Canada, I believe. I saw this a while back and I liked it. It wasn't my favorite. I didn't like it as much as everyone said I would. But yeah, this is a pretty good one. I gotta still see the uncut version because I only have the rated R version. But even that is still pretty good. So that's my number 20, My Bloody Valentine. Number 19, we got A Blade in the Dark by Lamberto Bava. Kind of like a murder mystery giallo. And it's pretty good. It's kind of violent, about a guy that he's a music composer and he's staying in a house for a couple days and a couple murders start happening. Number 19, A Blade in the Dark. Number 18, another Lamberto Bava movie called Delirium. Blade in the Dark used to be my favorite giallo by him, but I like this one a little better. And a big part of that is because of her. But I used the music from this in a couple of my intros on here. Number 18, Delirium. Alright, number 17, we got The Prowler. And this is about a Vietnam vet or World War II vet? Yeah, I think it's World War II. And he's suffering from shell shock, and when they throw this prom, it sets off his PTSD because his girlfriend left him while he was in the war. So he goes around killing everyone at the dance, and Tom Savini on the effects. This is a great one right here. So that's number 17, The Prowler. Number 16, we got Murder Rock by Lucio Fulci. And this is another giallo. Kind of like a 80s murder mystery at a dance studio where they're all like trying to become like professional dancers, and this guy's running around with a big needle. So that's number 16, Murder Rock. Number 15, Slaughter High. And I always love this movie. This movie's so awesome. Set on April Fool's Day. These high school students who are in their 40s playing teenagers. They play a prank on this kid. Then years later they go back to the high school to, I don't think it's even an official reunion. They just break in there to hang out. And he's going around taking them out. He's awesome as this nerdy kid. Yeah, I love this movie. So that's number 15, Slaughter High. And Caroline Munro is in this too, and she's a fucking babe. Alright, number 14, we got Tenebrae by Dario Argento. This is a very cool, this is actually my favorite Argento movie. It's just kind of over the top especially for him. Yeah, just a very cool one. Lots of cool scenes. I love when the killer like breaks the light bulb with the razor. It's just awesome. And the music in this is really what sells it for me. I love the soundtrack on this. Yeah, this is just an awesome one. Alright, number 13, we got Fair City by Abel Ferrara. And this is kind of a all over the place type of movie, but it does have elements of slasher. This karate killer is going around slashing up strippers, and Tom Berenger and his brother are these two mafia guys. They're trying to stop the killer because he's like ruining their business, and then Billy D. Williams is trying to put them in jail because he hates them and he's a cop in this. It's just a fucking awesome sleazy movie. Alright, coming up at number 12 is going to be Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. And for some reason I like Part 4 more than the other ones. I know it's not the best story. Probably the best story is like either Part 1 or Part 3. But Part 4, I think, has the most Freddy screen time. And I just love the like scenarios in that one and stuff. So I'm going to go with Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Alright, coming up at number 11 is Silent Night, Deadly Night. Killer Santa Claus, or, you know, a kid that goes crazy when he sees a guy dressed as Santa Claus kill his family. And he grows up in an orphanage, and he's mistreated by a nun, and grows up as a psychopath who goes on a killing spree dressed as Santa. Awesome movie. Silent Night, Deadly Night at number 11. Okay, we're down to the top 10. So number 10 is going to be Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. And Part 4 used to be my favorite for a long time, but I kind of recently realized I like Part 5 just a little bit better. So Part 5 is actually my favorite of the Jason movies, though it doesn't have Jason in it really, except for in the dream. New Beginning, Part 5, Friday the 13th. Yeah, that's at number 10. Alright, coming up at number 9 is 10 to Midnight, which is kind of like half action, thriller, half slasher movie. And it's awesome. It's with Charles Bronson. It feels almost like a Death Wish movie, except that he's a cop. You know what it feels like? It's like a Dirty Harry movie, but with Charles Bronson in it. So that's number 9, 10 to Midnight. Alright, coming up at number 8 is New Year's Evil. And this is one of my favorite holiday slashers. I love this one, even more than like any of the Christmas slashers. I love New Year's Evil. Just something about it. It's very kind of like generic, but I just love it. That's number 8, New Year's Evil. Alright, coming up at number 7 is Psycho 3. And this is my favorite of the Psycho sequels. And actually, I even like this a little better than the original. This is just like a straight up kind of slasher. This is Norman Bates at his craziest, in my opinion. Part 3 is just like sleazy and slasher-ish. It's just very awesome. I love Part 3. So that's number 7, Psycho 3. Alright, coming up at number 6 is Child's Play, the original. And I love the original the most out of all of them. And it's set where I grew up in Chicago. And it's just awesome. Very cool, kind of like creepy mystery vibes going on in it. And the kid is awesome, the mom is awesome, and Brad Dourif kills it as Chucky. Yeah, this is the end, friend. Alright, coming up at number 5, we got Halloween 2. And Halloween 2 is probably my favorite of the sequels. Halloween 2 is like a perfect 80s slasher. It's very cool, very creepy, very gratuitous. So that's number 5, Halloween 2. Coming up at number 4, the New York Rapper. And this is Lucio Fulci did this one, and it's his most violent, fucking sleaziest, grimiest fucking film he's done, in my opinion. And this is the special edition of it. And this one, it's just so fucking bizarre. You got a killer running around making quacking noises like a duck, and there's tons of like scenes that have nothing to do with anything, like except to throw you off who the killer is. Like there's a scene where a woman's getting towed. It's just very weird. And the soundtrack is awesome. Obviously, I use the soundtrack a lot in my intros. This one is crazy. The New York Ripper, and it's super violent, super sleazy, just awesome. And coming up at number 3, we got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. And this movie is so much fun. I love this. This is actually my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I love Leatherface in this. I love Chop Top in this, and Drayton is fucking hilarious. Even Dennis Hopper and Stretch and LV are great as like the good characters. Just so much fun. And even like Rick the Prick is funny in this. Yeah, this is just a blast. This is totally different than the original, but I love it. And this is a canon movie. And yeah, that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Oh, and it cracks me up too that like the dead guy they're carrying around is the dead body of the hitchhiker from Part 1. It's just hilarious. Alright, coming up at number 2 is Sleepaway Camp. And this was my favorite slasher movie for a long time until I saw one other one that I like slightly better. This one I've always loved. Used to rent this all the time back in the video store days, and just hilarious. All the characters make me laugh in this. Felissa Rose is amazing as Angela. Mel reminds me of like real life. He reminds me of Moe from The Simpsons, like a real life Moe. And the special effects in this movie are great. Like especially the kid that dies underwater when they show his body, and it's like all covered in snakes and shit. It's just awesome. And the music is awesome. And yeah, this one's just a blast. I love this. Sleepaway Camp, number 2. Alright, coming up at number 1 is Maniac, the 1980 original. And this is with Joe Spinell, directed by William Lustig. And this is my favorite 80s slasher movie because it's so like grimy and like has a realistic vibe to it. But what sets it apart from like movies based on like real life killers is that it has like other elements of horror. Like there's a zombie in this, and he has like hallucinations of like mannequins coming back to life and stuff like that. And to me that separates it from like something based on like a real life serial killer. It makes it more of like an entertainment value horror movie like Halloween or something. And it's just super sleazy, grimy, violent. It's just awesome. I love this one. And they shot it on 16mm footage, which is like my favorite film stock for these type of movies. Great music by Jay Chataway on this. It's just very cool. Very, like, depressing and bleak. Yeah. Number 1, Maniac. Alright, so here's a quick recap from 20 to number 1. Alright, coming up at number 20, My Bloody Valentine. Number 19, A Blade in the Dark. Number 18, Delirium. 17, The Prowler. 16, Murder Rock. 15, Slaughter Hive. 14, Tenebrae. 13, Fear City. 12, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. 11, Silent Night, Deadly Night. 10, Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. 9, 10 to Midnight. 8, New Year's Evil. 7, Psycho 3. 6, Child's Play. 5, Halloween 2. 4, New York Ripper. 3, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. 2, Sleepaway Camp. Number 1, Maniac. Alright, you guys, that's going to do it. That's my top 20 favorite slasher movies for 2020. And this list was made for Horrific Nightmare JM and theHORRORman. They're doing this list on their channel, so check them out. Alright, you guys, this is Danny B. You're watching The Trash Stash. Let me know your favorite horror movies. Check out their videos. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.